Hello, this is Waynisha Smith, and I'm here to talk about Grimm, Season 5, and this episode was just great. I swear, Season 5 is like my favorite episode ever. Okay, this show has been the greatest show, and I heard that we're getting a Season 6, and I heard there's a rumor that this might be the last season. And after season 6, if it's the last season, I'm okay with it because this was truly a good show. One of the most original shows in a long while that we have ever seen, the gangster following. And this episode was season 5, episode 13. And it's called Silence of the Slam. Now, this episode pick off where we left off with Monroe's arm, and we know that it's healed. And the gang has decided that this stick is much more powerful than it is. There's more than a stick than just healing capabilities, and that they need to keep it hidden, and only they should know what they find, which is a very good call because we don't know where the captain's going because the captain's doing this. He's doing this with us right now. I hope the captain's not going evil on us. He hasn't exactly chose any side he's on. And I sort of expect him to take that role because from the very beginning, it took me a long time to really trust the captain, to think that he was a good guy. But this taking me back to that place where he's in it for him. He's in it for the power because at the end of the day, he is a royal. He has a royal sibling still living. And he has other royal people coming that will come for his kingdom, his throne, his crown, his power. And at the end of the day, he is out for him and him alone. And maybe his child. He loves his child, but I don't know where he stands with his child. I don't know if he puts his child in front of him or the back of him, like he put himself first and then his child. I don't know. But I feel like the captain at the end of the day is still a royal, and he will choose whatever option is best for him. Whether it be siding with Black Claw or siding with Adrian's Wall. He's not necessarily for the right side. He's there for himself. Now, even though he might be there for himself and he works for Black Claw, he'll go out of his way and try to protect his friends. Like, yo, I'm going with Black Claw. But I'm not just going to throw you guys under the bus and get you killed. You guys work for me still and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what the captain's about. That has always been the captain's standpoint. And moving on from that, we get Juliet, and she just stops right in front of his car. She's all like, hi. And they have a conversation. She just states a few things, and then she goes. Now, when we left off from the last episode, I didn't know where the captain stand. I didn't know if he joined the bad guys or not, or if he's going to infiltrate and stuff like that. So the captain had a meeting with this girl again, the Lowen girl that we finally found out was a Vesson. And I had no idea she was a Vesson. And he's like, you should get your daughter and you should run with your family and stuff like that. Your daughter and stuff like that. And she's like, you should join us and stuff like that. The captain's like, I haven't joined anybody yet. And that's what made me believe that the captain is in the middle. He's only going to choose whatever side is completely best for him and his interests and his goals. And I don't think he's evil for it. I just think he's just doing whatever it is that make him feel comfortable and whatever he in his best interest. And he calls Adam and he's like, I know I can help you get the one thing that you and I both want. And she's like, Adam's like, don't play with me. What are you talking about? He said, we can get our daughter back. And we all know Adam has never given completely up the dream of getting back her daughter. At this very moment, she thought her daughter was with the Royals. And we still know deep inside her heart, no matter what's going on, whether she's with Nick, Hank, whatever, she is, number one, trying to get her daughter back. And I can't be mad at her for that. So we move on and we go to this episode where this mask thing and this guy he goes into this mask shop and he signed a contract with this Vestin, and the Vestin goes out. He cut off a bomb's face and he makes it into the mask. And in that situation, I feel like it's the mask owner's fault and the boy's fault. More on the mask owner. The guy who created the mask bears more to blame because he truly knows the full effect of this mask will have on a person. And a little bit of the boy's fault because there was a warning that came with it. Do not use this mask outside of the ring. And he let his own personal greed get to him. He wanted to win so badly that he was willing to do anything to win. Let me tell you right now, if somebody gives you a contract and tells you that this contract can only be signed in blood, you put your pen down and you slowly, quickly run if you have to out of that situation. Whatever it is, it's just not worth it if you have to sign it in blood. So anyway, after that, the boy abuses the mask and he comes in the shop and we hear voices of the other mask and he's truly going insane because he can't figure out what's going on or what's wrong with him. And after that, Nick and Hank comes in and then the boy killed the shop owner. And before the shop owner can die, he tells Nick and Hank that there's only one thing that can save him. And they perform the ritual and they get that mask off and that boy just goes a little bit insane from that. This episode, I feel like, was a filler episode, but it solved a few things that I have been thinking about. Like, my two main reasons for watching this episode was not for the mask concept or the new Vestin, which, by the way, I gotta figure out what type of Vestin that was. Hey, they put the pictures back. Yeah. Here we go. A chimeric snake-like creature. Okay, so he's a snake-like creature. Okay. So anyway, that's what that new creature is. This episode still, like I said, answered a few questions that I've been asking in my head. Is the captain going evil? How would Nick feel about her powers and stuff? And my questions have been answered. Nick is like, you're a different person. Even if your powers do come back, you can still handle it. And you were not that same person you once was. And Adeline is just so still afraid. And I hope that's not the case, that she's not going evil on us again. I am through and done and sick of evil Adeline. So anyway, this episode was just great. I enjoyed myself. But this was just a filler episode. And I feel like the new episode that's coming up is going to be even better. Because it's talking about my favorite Vestin, and that's Bluebot. So bye everybody. Have a nice day.